Hi, I'm John Byrne with Poets and Quants.
I'm Sandy Kreisberg, the HBS guru.
And we're here again with another edition of Handicapping Your MBA Odds. Today's candidate is quite a candidate. A 27-year-old Asian female. She has a 730 GMAT, a 3.67 GPA from an Ivy League university. She had a double major in econ as well as Asian and Middle Eastern studies. She's back in Asia, and she went to work for Bain for 2.5 years. And more recently, she's been working in a big tech firm as a senior analyst in search marketing. And her ambitions are quite high. She wants to go to one of the absolute best business schools in the world. Her list includes Harvard, Stanford, Wharton. She's undecided.
Round up the usual suspects.
Yes, and she's undecided between MIT and Booth. What do you think about this candidate?
Well, I'm impressed. What we got here is Ivy, 3.7, 730, Bain. After Bain, she went to what she describes as a big tech firm as a senior search engine marketing analyst. Okay.
Right.
Now, I don't know if that. I don't think that's Google. Okay. Where she is now becomes important. If it's a big tech firm, if it's a brand name, then it's fine. So what you've got is a classic case of two jobs. First job is Bain. Second job after Bain is often like private equity or banking or a job like this. Certainly acceptable stats, so she's rock solid. Let's deal with the hard question with someone like this. Is she getting into Stanford? Okay.
Right.
I could be wrong. I don't think so. What I don't see here is the X factor. What do I mean by the X factor? Do you know what I mean by the X factor, John?
Something extra special that takes you out of the pile. Now
Something
here's what
extra special for Stanford.
Yeah, well, here's what it could be for her, right? She's not Chinese, and yet she's working in China. She's learning Mandarin. She passed the Bain screen in Asia, which you know is very tight.
Yeah.
And now she's at a big tech firm, so she has this tech background. Tech is extremely hot, not only in Stanford, but everywhere else.
Let me interrupt with some words of wisdom here.
Okay.
Here's what Stanford views as the X factor. It's overcoming adversity due to political identity. We can expand on that. If you're part of the non-victor majority group, this is an important phrase.
Yeah.
People don't understand this about extracurricular. Impact beyond yourself.
Right.
Okay? So starting a group of fellow, if I started a group of fellow admissions consultants, that's not an impact beyond myself. That's in my own interest.
True.
People have started that group, and as you know, I haven't joined yet.
You rebel, you.
So this is yeah.
You're not a joiner.
This is impact. That's right. That's true. So I think this woman is going to have a hard time at Stanford. Let me say something else. The numbers at Stanford are only average. 730 GMAT is actually, what do they call it on Wall Street? A couple of basis points below average. So for this woman to get, she does volunteering admissions interviews for college. That's not a great extracurricular, although it is redolent of you're that kind of person, and that kind of person is appreciated by business schools. Woman leadership group at work, that's also not a great extracurricular, although I don't
In Asia, you got to give extra points for that in Asia.
Okay. I don't want to talk anybody out of it. I'm just telling you what impact beyond yourself means. It's not forming a group around your own identity. chair of volunteer group for mentoring adopted children in college. Yeah, that's more like it.
Yep.
And the fact she wants to work in China, learn Mandarin, she's not Chinese. God bless you. Stanford couldn't care less. That's just, you're intellectually curious.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care, okay? It doesn't ring their bell. I'm being cynical, but
I know.
I'm also being valid, if that's the right word.
Okay, what about this other monkey wrench I'm going to throw into the analysis?
Yeah.
Every business school, particularly the top business school, all the top business schools are so eager to increase the female representation at the schools right now. I mean, there's incredible pressure on them, and a lot of it is self-imposed. Stanford's up there with like 42%, Berkeley's at 43%, Harvard's at 41%. They want to get it to 50%. This is an incredible female candidate. Doesn't that help?
Yeah, it might help in some undetermined way. I think that they're going to click that up 2% a year, maybe, or 1% a year. So do the math.
Yeah.
Is so 400 people. I'll give you the numbers. You do the math, my younger, smarter pal here. Whatever it is, 400 students at Stanford. How many women?
160.
And so
a little bit over. Increasing
that by 2%?
Yeah.
Is another 30? No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
So is she going to be the first 30 people they would not reject this year but accept next year?
One thing
could happen.
She's easily employable. There's no question about that.
That's not how employable you are is a concern in our analysis in general. Stanford isn't worried about people being employed.
In this case, she's going to be obviously going back to China, it seems to me. And if I'm in business school thinking about where I want my people to be in the future,
you're overthinking
I want a really ambitious young woman in China who's got the basic stats to do the work and do the work well.
All right. Sandy says, going to be hard at Stanford. I don't see the X factor. HBS, people like this candidate get in. This is one of my famous mantras. People like this get into HBS, get dinged at HBS, depending on execution of the application that doesn't damage you, luck, solid recommendations, and at HBS, not blowing the interview.
Right.
So this woman HBS takes people like this day in and day out, and they also reject them. I think she's a strong candidate at HBS. After we get out of HBS, Wharton, Kellogg, add a fifth school, can't decide between MIT and Booth. She's a strong candidate at all those schools. Mm-hmm. As to MIT and Booth, pick whichever, go visit, ask your friends. They're kind of the same in my book.
I'd encourage you to apply to both. Chicago has a lot more scholarship money, and they could very well give her, if not a free ride, they can pretty much pay for her MBA degree.
That's why I keep this guy around. Okay.
Odds at GSP.
No.
Oh.
I want to do.
Okay,
I'm thinking about changing jobs to a brand management marketing consulting firm. I'm thinking about changing jobs to a brand management marketing consulting firm. Depending on the brand name of the firm you're at, depending on where you're going to change jobs to, just in a bloodless analysis of whether changing jobs is going to make you a stronger candidate, I don't think so. If you want to do that job, if you're not ready to go to business school, that's fine. But just in terms of your chances of getting in, I don't think that's going to help.
Better to rack up accomplishment in her current position, right?
Just apply. This woman is as developed, as ripe in terms of her qualifications as she's ever going to be. That's it. There's not much she could do to improve her story.
Yeah. Okay, GSP odds.
Let me tell you, retake the GMAT, get a 780. That'll help you at GSP.
Yeah, but
they're suckers for that.
well, I think she may retake the GMAT because it's nearing
Did she say it's nearing expiration?
Yeah, so
Wow.
she took it obviously almost 5 years ago.
Okay, here's
right?
some
Because it expires in 5 years.
Tough love. Study for the GMAT. That's the best thing you can do between now and when you apply. It would do you 20 GMAT, 750 would do you more good than changing jobs.
Yeah.
It pains me to say it, but it's true.
Okay, odds at GSB.
25 to 25%.
That's pretty good for a school that has an admission rate of 8%. Okay, Harvard.
35 to 45%. All the other schools are 50+% if you can convince them that you want to go there.
Okay, you're definitely getting into a great school no matter where you go, and I think you're going to make the most of it. Any school really should love to have you. And good luck on the whole application and getting through the process. I would urge you to apply both to MIT and Booth, in part because I think you're going to get some scholarship money, given your profile. For me and Sandy, good luck to all of you out there who are trying to complete your applications. Get them in early, do well.